There is something within us all, a common thread. It's sometimes latent, forgotten. Other times it's undeniable, but we're all born hunters. Some of us are drawn to it like salmon returning to their origin, overcoming great difficulty to arrive at a place and time, the culmination of our experience, our determination, and no small measure of luck. As timeless as humanity itself, the hunter's problem is infinitely interesting, and solving it with wit and woodsmanship is one of the most difficult challenges that we can undertake. It's also one of the most fulfilling. I think there's a lot of hunters out there like that are so passionate about what they do that it's more than just something they do. It really defines who they are. For those hunters, it's not just a hobby. It truly is a way of life. We are problem solvers. That's what we do better than anything else. And for as long as we've been human, we have been trying to solve that fundamental problem that's faced hunters forever. And that problem is uncertainty. It's uncertainty in whether or not we'll find the animal. It's uncertainty in whether or not we'll get a shot. And if we do, will we be able to make it when we're under pressure? With all the advances in the last couple of decades and the amount of technology that's available and marketed to hunters today, I really think that we're well on our way to solving that problem. And if we're not careful, we may just do it. Ever since I can remember, I've had that instinctual drive to chase, to capture anything. It didn't matter if it was a frog or a snake or a rabbit out in the field, I was trying to catch it. And that has been a lifelong journey, looking for a balance between a love of hunting and a fascination with nature. I've been making bows now for probably about 15 years. Back when I first started bow hunting, I hunted with a compound, just like everyone else. Mainly because that's all I knew. I didn't know anyone that shot traditional, and I certainly didn't know anyone that made bows. But once I found some good instructions, I started making self bows and never really looked back. And these self-imposed limits have helped me to find that balance. It gives a hunter the opportunity to learn from wildlife and to practice those skills that we probably never would have developed otherwise. There is something about a longbow that is absolutely magnetic. Maybe it's the simplicity in form, the beauty in a perfect curve, but I think it probably runs much deeper than that, not unlike the gravity that a campfire seems to exert on anybody that's nearby, drawing us in closer. Some people choose to limit themselves to very hard to find animals. That monster buck or huge bull that very few hunters will ever see, let alone get a shot at. I choose to limit the technology, to rely on woodsmanship to get super close to an animal. Even if you don't want to shoot a particular animal, it's still fun just to sneak up on them and see just how close you can get. Honestly, I do kind of regret letting this guy go. That's a pretty nice bear. On some of my most memorable hunts, I didn't kill anything or even get a shot, but I was so close. To be happy hunting with these weapons, you've got to be willing to let that bull walk away at 40 yards and just be happy to have been so close. But every now and then it works out. Every now and then things come together. And when that happens, that's a pretty awesome feeling. What's an animal taken by these means worth? Is it worth the price paid in numb and calloused fingers, in foregone opportunities and the years lean on blood trails? If we think in terms no broader than a dead animal, then the obvious answer is no. But what are the lessons learned along the way? What of the time spent watching and learning from animals that are just out of range? What are the memories of that bull that was so close that you could nearly feel his breath? You could see the reflection in his eye. These are the things that we can carry with us. These are the things that we can pass on, and I would argue that these are the things that are most important. We hunters as a group are constantly looking for something to make it easier. And the whole time, we're robbing ourselves of the satisfaction, of the joy of accomplishing something difficult.
My bow is made of hickory, backed with the tendon of the elm. Waterproofed with bear grease, buckskin for my handle and my shell. And arrows made of cedar, fleshed with feathers from a turkey wing, tipped with hardened steel so sharp, shoot through damn near anything. So I challenge you to take the simple road, forget the gadgets and fancy packs. Release an arrow from your own bow, son. There ain't no turning back. Little Lombard country, been for many years.
Even when you know that you've made a perfect shot, that the sight of a good blood trail is so reassuring. That's something that only a hunter could ever truly appreciate.
Well, you may not make the record book, but when you can kill a deer with a bow and arrows that you've made, it's a heck of a feeling.
I started this project with a thought that I would somehow get to the bottom of what hunting is, that I'd somehow explain what it meant to someone who was so consumed with it. I wanted to show what hunting means to me. But the deeper I dug, the more I realized that it's impossible to ever fully capture, to hem up and summarize in a nice little package. And maybe that's it. Maybe that is the greatest thing about hunting. The mystery, the uncapturable nature of the very thing that I was trying to define. And so I guess the best that we can hope for is that people will judge us on how we hunt, on the effort that we put into it, and our commitment to keep it that way. Wild, full of mystery, and untamed.
Sitting outside my tent, listen to the timber wolves howl by the warm campfire light. Pour some jerky from a rucksack, put a final edge on that old rando knife. And I settle in that goose down bag and think of family at home. Thankful that they understand there's times I need to be alone. I can be high, wild, and free, where the Mackenzies meet the heavens. You can hike through God's artistry, where the dull sheep have dominion from a throne at 8,000 feet. Lord, I want to be high, wild and free.